Alright, welcome back everyone. I'm not going to make the second face. If this gets uploaded before I go where I have to go, I will record a video of me doing that. But for now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually attach this face, which doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, onto the egg. Yeah, no, it's not particularly great, but it's not terrible either. See if the camera can focus. The image is still blurry. Anyway, let's begin. Move myself in a weird direction here. Yeah, no, this is going to be a really uncomfortable way to do things, but let's see what happens. Actually, hold on, give me a sec. My cat's just below the table, but I need to keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't try to jump up here. She's probably gonna try. She's rearing up to get on the chair. Okay. So like I said, this is going to be an abstract piece. It's going to have two faces. I can get those to actually stay. I could probably try smoothing on some parts of it. Without damaging the face itself. Or the egg for that matter. What are you doing? Good. She's gonna try to jump up on the table. 1 second, guys, I'm sorry. I did not foresee her doing this. I kept the door open because she was throwing up earlier. I wanted to make sure she was okay. Hold on. Buttons, no. One second, I'm sorry. You good? Nope, you're still looking at the table. Normally I'd let her get up here so you guys could see her, but you're probably only going to see her paws, and she's most likely going to destroy everything, so trying not to let her jump up on the table. Now if I had my own workshop and stuff, then yeah, I'd let her jump up on my workspace, but I'm sort of recording in my room, which I have a ton of stuff that's rather fragile on the shelves, and she'll actually climb up there and knock all that stuff over, which is a real pain in the neck. So just trying to coax her out of not jumping up here, which is not as easy as it looks. Tontines. Let's see if I can move her, because I need to keep going. But she is stiff. She is not moving. Come on, little one. There you go. feel bad, but I may have to close the door on her. Although she is navigating toward the door. Okay. Alright, I think she'll stay away for now. Sorry about that. I did not count on her showing up. But what I'm basically doing here is I'm just smoothing the face part thing onto the egg structure. And contrary to popular belief, this is not very easy to do. There are some parts that will want to pull away, and there are some parts that will want to collapse in on themselves. But yeah, so as you could probably see under the face and stuff, I added eyelids, because it would look weird without eyelids, because I had put in eyeballs, and obviously you can't really have eyeballs without eyelids, you know, because everything would look kind of weird. And right now it just looks like some weird things sticking out of an egg, but hopefully it'll make sense. If this one isn't too long, and if it doesn't take too long to make or to do, I'll try to get you guys a second part tonight or today, because I really do want to finish this up for you guys. But other than that, you got yourself a face growing out of an egg. Like I said, abstract piece, and it's going to have one face on each side, so I have this one in, and it's actually going to have one on the exact opposite side, and I'm going to see if I can make that one a little bit different from this one, just with a different set of facial features. See what I can do with that. But yes, it is smoothed in. I'm going to see if I can build a little bit of a neck structure, because that looks kind of unusual, I think. So I'm going to see if I can get a neck structure in there. Yeah. But you guys can see what I did. And this one is a little... Hold on, it's not focusing. It's focusing on everything else except for the actual object at hand. Sorry, this is an experimental method of filming that I'm kind of doing, but I think it works better than my previous method. Probably can't focus too well because I'm moving the object around a whole lot, so it doesn't know what to really focus on. But I'm going to try and build a little bit of a neck structure, and maybe it'll stop looking so unusual. There you are, you little rascal. You better not jump on my table again. I'm recording a video, you know, very important. She's not Irish, but maybe she'll respond to an Irish accent. No, you're not. Why must you do this in the middle of me doing something? I cannot stop you. Hold on. Nope. And I just knocked a piece of clay over. Gosh dang it. Guys, cats are great, but they're a real pain in the butt. I love my little fluffy munchkin, but... Nope. Okay, give me a second, my dudes. I'll be right back. Come on, kiddo. That's what she said. Oh no. Tell me you're not going to throw up again. Okay. This is like trying to work with while taking care of a sick child. So, I don't know how many of you guys have cats, but my cat likes to go outside a lot, and because we live in a house rather than an apartment, you know, she has plenty of access to the backyard and whatnot. And what she likes to do, one second, is that she likes to hunt and eat lizards, just common yard-grade lizards. But the thing about that, though, is it makes her sick. She throws up afterward, and it just kind of goes to show how slightly stubborn animals are, because we're trying to get her to not eat lizards, but she still eats them anyway. And I know she's probably trying to get up onto my table and stuff, but I can't let her do that. And she's being all cute, rubbing up against my legs. But, yeah, so those things make her sick and make her throw up, but she still eats them anyway. And I don't think that's very good for her at all. So, pets are stubborn, especially my little one. By the time I post this video, you guys are going to hear me trying to coax her out of not getting up on the table. That's just how it is. I may not be an actual father yet, but I'm the father of a cat. And that's paternity enough for me. Speaking of paternity, it's actually kind of funny, because when I was 18, the idea of being a dad actually resonated with me pretty greatly. Becoming a father, a family man, all that stuff. That was like one of my biggest dreams. And then the funny thing is, I get older. Well, this thing does not like to stay up. And the whole concept of having children, it's like my mind does a complete 360. And like the whole concept of having children does not sound like such an attractive idea anymore. It's funny how people change. If you guys are parents, congratulations, if you know, and I hope you guys are doing good, because while I may not be a father yet, I know that children are far from easy to raise, you know. So, good luck with raising your little ones. I hope they turn out good, and that you guys help raise fine, upstanding members of society and all that nonsense. All that good nonsense. But nonsense nonetheless. I'm kidding. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm making a bit of a, I guess you could say kind of a tentacle sort of thing. It's going to smooth into this face's cranium and expand throughout the egg. Almost making like, almost like hair coming from it. But not just that, like it's going to have a little bit more texture to it. But for now, I'm going to smooth it and see how it looks, because I do like that idea. You're still staring at the table, are you? Buttons, I said no. No. Hold on, ladies and germs, once again. I really hate to kick her out of the room, but I think I'm going to close the door behind her. Buttons, mouse. Get back to the mouse. feel really bad doing that, but I can't risk her jumping up on the table. Because I got stuff going on. I got fragile items. I got a ton of things on this table that I can't risk her knocking over. So, yeah. The biggest reasons I don't like closing the door, though, is because I know that if she's throwing up now, or she was throwing up earlier, if she threw up in my bed sheets, is, yeah, not fun, is, because, if she throws up again, I want to be sure to hear it so I know where it is and so I can clean it up. Because, cats are such small creatures that when they vomit or anything like that, you really have to know where it is, or that thing's going to start to rot and fill your home with a really unpleasant odor. So, yeah, now it's like trying to work with a sick child that you have to take care of. But I didn't want to not make a video today because I know that if I did make a video today, I might get complacent and not make a video at all. And I'm trying to not do that because I have been away for far too long. And I need to get back into the loop of things. Because like I said, I actually did lose a ton of subscribers in that time. And that sucked. I think it was up to 60, I don't remember. But, yeah, life happens. You go to school, you get pets, all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, other than that though, everything's good. Daylight saving times is in effect, so things were getting darker earlier. Not too great. All that stuff. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can, but as usual, my hand is blocking it. I don't know how to get this thing to focus. I'm sorry about that. Someday I'll get a better camera. For now, I'm just gonna have to contend with this because it's my phone camera, and being that it's recording a video and I'm moving around a lot, apparently it doesn't know where to focus. So that sucks. But you should appreciate what you have when you have it, because there are some people that want this kind of stuff that can't have it. So, yeah. But as you guys can see, that's what I'm doing. Put that there for now. Just trying to create a weird tentacular texture from it. And everything that I'm doing on this side is pretty much what I'm going to be doing on the exact opposite side. So, like everything you see me doing right this very moment, there will be no different methods or anything of that sort on the other side. I'm just going to try to smooth it in as best as I can and pretty much try to create the same level of detail that I am making now. So, yeah. Not much specialness on the other side, just the exact same method. the exact same technique. Try to smooth it out as best as I can. It's not easy to work with this kind of clay, I tell you what. And I see people working with other kinds of polymer clay, and I will try that in the near future because I want to see what is better for the kind of sculptures that I like to do, which is primarily figure sculpture and more abstract things by that definition. Yeah. So I guess I've talked on long enough about me. How are you guys doing? It's kind of a rainy day out here today where I'm at, down in Texas, which is really weird. I woke up this morning and everything was kind of humid, kind of warm, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like the sky turns gray and we get this cold front just suddenly pop up out of the blue. Man, unless you've lived in Texas a long time, it's kind of, it's always so weird how, like, the immediate weather changes affect everything. So, the funny thing about here is that during the winter, it's really, really cold, maybe for like 3 days to a week, right? And then like it suddenly starts to get not as cold. The weather just becomes very moderate, very manageable. It's a little cool, you know. You feel it here and there, right? And then all of a sudden just gets warm out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And like 80 to 90 degrees, like in the middle of December, for goodness sake. And you know, some people over here, they're always saying, oh, well, it's warm now, I guess it's just going to stay that way. But just out of nowhere, out of the blue, everything gets cold again. It's like Texas does not know what it wants to be, even though it's the gosh dang middle of winter. And I've lived here all my life, pretty much. For those of you who know my story, I came to Texas when I was 3, from El Salvador in Central America. And I've pretty much lived here ever since. So I've come to know the weather pretty well. But then I have all my friends who live up in other parts of the state or even in other parts of the country, and they're like, oh man, it's so cold over here, or sometimes it's snowing, and it's like, I wish we had what you guys have. Because it's funny how it seems to only be in Texas where the weather cannot decide whether it's going to coincide with its season and stay cold, or if it's suddenly deciding to feel all nostalgic and go back to winter, summer, sorry. So, I don't know, the weather here is very, very interesting. It'll be raining in like 50% of the state and perfectly sunny in the other 50%. It's like you can't decide on what you want to be or what. So yeah, no, that's pretty much what it's like down here. It's very unpredictable, very volatile weather in Texas, and most people will not believe it until they actually see it or until they actually experience it. But it is true. You come down here, smack dab middle of winter, it's very cold, and then all of a sudden out of the blue it's just super hot and humid, and then it's rainy, and then it's cold, and it's like hot and humid, and it's rainy, it's cold, it's hot, humid. It's like, my gosh. Someone is playing with the thermostat of Texas because it does not know whether it wants to be cold, hot, or humid, or just straight up rainy. So, yeah, the weather down here is very, very interesting. You got places like Nashville that get all the snow and stuff. You got places up north that just straight up look like winter wonderlands. And then you show up in Texas and it's like right in the middle of the winter season, and the temperature's like 80 degrees. It's like, my gosh, this does not make a lick of sense. And you're right, it doesn't. Texas is a very oddball little state, I'll be honest. It's a very unusual little place. But it's cool, I guess. I live here. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it would be weird if I lived anywhere else at all. Prior to living in Houston, where I am now, we lived in San Antonio, which isn't too different from Houston, but the only difference is that over there, whenever the actual winter season pops up, like, it's a very, very dry kind of cold. Like, there is no moisture in the air whatsoever. And it's like, it's so dry, almost everything. Things have frozen before in San Antonio during this kind of winter. And it's really weird when it does happen. But it has happened, and it's like the most unusual thing ever. But also really cool, because you only see that kind of stuff in like books and movies and television shows. And then next thing you know, you walk outside and you have icicles hanging from the roof of your house. So, yeah, I'm really jealous of you guys out there that get snow and ice during the winter. If you don't like your snow and ice, we could totally switch properties. You can come right down here where it feels like the middle of summer, and then the middle of winter, and then the middle of summer, and then like April, all in the same year. If you want, we could totally like switch addresses and stuff. But yeah, no, Texas is an interesting little place. I know that historically, it was kind of its own country for a while, if I remember correctly. And it's like, well, okay, it could have stayed its own country, but it didn't, I guess. Maybe it was just feeling lonely. Can't blame you. Human company is always nice. The company of your neighbors and stuff. Yep. So, yeah, like I said, that's been going on with me. Weather's been interesting. Nothing too interesting. Done with school for the semester. My next semester will be starting up this year. And I only really hope that it doesn't affect my productivity. Because, man, I had like 60-something subscribers prior to my personal little hiatus that came along. If I had continued what I was doing without stopping, I would have had much, much more. But unfortunately, you cannot stop life from happening. Life happens whether you're ready for it or not. Schools, businesses, jobs, things of that sort. Family members. Everything can happen at the drop of a hat. So, it's always just good to try your best and just be ready for it. Whatever may come, whatever may pass, whatever, could potentially happen. So, yeah, that's me trying to be personal with you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm very awkward with this particular segment of the video because I'm working and doing stuff, but at the same time, I'm just kind of rambling on about random topics. Yeah. So, boxers or brief, man? My cat just meowed. Yeah, she's feeling lonely. I'm sorry, little one. I can't have you jumping on the table. Yep, very lonely. Hold on. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna let her back in. Or keep the door slightly open so she can come inside. Okay. But so far, you guys get what I'm doing, right? I'm making sort of hair-like appendages so that the face isn't just randomly sticking out. Yeah. So I think I may do a little bit of work on this thing outside of the video, because I want to try and progress with it, so that way. What? Stop trying to jump on the table. No more treats for you. I don't want you getting sick. Yeah, she's feeling lonely, but I can't let her jump up on the table. I'm watching her to make sure she doesn't. She's a cute little thing, and if you guys follow me on my Instagram, you'll see like tons of photos of her. No, no, no. Ah, for goodness sake. Hold on. Hey. No. Get away from the table. No. Well, you'll probably catch a glimpse of her now. Don't. I'm going to show you out again if you keep jumping on my table. Alright. Sorry about that, guys, but I think I'm going to cut it off here. Anyway, I think you guys understand more or less what I'm trying to do with this thing. I will work on some of it, maybe even the second face outside, or maybe I'll make a video on the second face, as long as this one doesn't take too long to upload. And yeah, but I'll pretty much just finish that up and try to do that on the other one as well. But I will try to record that. Anywho, thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.